Okay, this is the beach area, the first area of the level, and imagine up here there's like a cliff sort of thing, and water here, and the sand in the middle. These are rock formations. So the player starts coming out of his submarine, which is this, and basically this is like quite an easy area. There's not many enemies to give the player an easy introduction to the game. The camera angle is about like this, like an isometric top-down view. So he runs out, and the first thing you pick up probably is the money, which adds to his score and lets him buy things later on. And he might get achievements for getting high scores and things. And if he runs around here, this is some coral which shoots out barbs which cause damage in a line. So the player has to time himself, and then he can get more gold, etc. Then when he comes over here, he's presented with the health, which is this one, ammo, which is this one, that allows him to shoot his ranged weapon instead of just using melee. This is his armour. These are just the three most common power-ups he'll find, and they they're placed here just to show the player. It can get him used to the power-ups that he can find in the level. So he'll collect all them. He can come around here, find the key, and dodge that again. And he comes up to the door, which... Okay, the second area, which is the central hub of the entire level, is the Atlantis Temple, and basically this is where the game actually ends. The player has to enter 4 other areas and find the special key to open the Atlantis Temple, which is this, and each time he does that, there's 4 stone statues here. Each time he enters a key, one of the statues will come alive and create a boss, which he has to defeat which he will use the AI, which is set out in the documents that come with this video. And basically it's set out so there's a boss in each area, and each area also has common enemies, which also have their own AI and stats, which are in the documents that come with the video. So basically the player enters and he just defeats these enemies using whatever tactic he wishes. So it's more of a hack and slash with lots of enemies. You know, to keep the player interested, he's got a lot of common enemies and to beat up. So basically this goes off to the haunted area, which is based off Greek mythology. This area goes off to Jurassic place, which is based off Jurassic Park, etc. And this place goes off to pirate type area, and this place goes off to like a Captain Nemo retro futuristic type area. Okay, so the player gets to pick which one he wants to go for. Okay, this is the haunted area. Basically the player comes in and there'll be lots of common enemies and pickups and things, which are the position of them are set up in the Word file that I'm sending with this recording, but I don't really have time to show the player killing them all. They'll act the same. They all have the AI, which is shown in the document. So the player explores the area, defeats all them, and then he comes up to the boss, which in this area is a kraken, which is like a giant octopus thing, and that swims out. This area is based on Greek mythology, the reverse Styx type area, and basically the player has to draw the kraken over these, which are like steam vents in the water, and that will cause damage. So the player has to obviously not walk on them himself because he'll get killed, but the kraken will follow him, and he has to time it so the kraken's on the steam vent at the right time, in which case it will take damage, and obviously keep his distance, because if he gets too close, Kraken's going to do some serious damage. So after he takes enough damage from these vents, he'll die, and at that point the player can take a key off the Kraken's corpse. Okay, this is the Jurassic area, which has dinosaurs running around that you have to beat up, and there'll be pickups as well, which are shown in the video. I mean, in the documents that come with the video. So the player, I won't show all that because it'll take too much time. But anyway, the player's goal after he's defeated all the common enemies is to defeat the Triceratops dinosaur. So he'll run around, pick up these berries, which are scattered around the level, and once he's got them all, he can tire the Triceratops out. Now the Triceratops is fast, and he'll have to sidestep it as it charges. Some of the walls of this area are glow, and what the player has to do through trial and error is, or maybe if he's too much of a noob, the game will tell him, he has to drop all the berries down in front of one of these rickety cave walls, and the dinosaur, the Triceratops, will want to eat the berries. So the player's got a short time to attack the rickety wall, which once takes enough damage will fall over, splat, and kill the Triceratops. In which case the player can pick up the key. Okay, this is the pirate area, and just like most of the other areas, it's a linear path, fighting monsters, picking up power-ups and health and things, and then you run to this area. Now this is the boss of this area, and he's got two cannons, one there, and there's two pillars which the player can hide behind. Now this cannon can shoot you when you're standing there, and that one can shoot you while you're standing there. So the player has to take cover, basically, depending on which cannon the pirate is standing behind. Now the cannons do a lot of damage, so the player has to be basically stay in cover, but if he stays in cover for too long, the pirate will get annoyed because he can't hit the player, so he'll try his luck with the other cannon, which means he'll slowly waltz along because he's got a peg leg to this one. Of course, when he's moving across, he's vulnerable to harpoon fire, so the player can shoot a couple of harpoons, jump back into cover. And basically this battle is to just keep doing that until he takes too much damage and dies. Then the player runs up, gets the key, off he goes to the Atlantis temple. The player goes through a linear area where he defeats enemies and picks up power-ups, but then he comes to the boss, which is the Doctor, and basically the room is filled with vents. When he comes in, the door closes, and basically it's just a square room, and the Doctor is behind a force field, and he has a lever which he pulls, and basically all the vents on the floor will light up, but a few of them will stay dark. Now the player has to jump onto one that's dark quickly, and then flames will come up, which will take damage if you're standing in. So basically the Doctor will keep pulling the lever, and it'll be random which vents don't light up, and the player has to keep basically moving to the one that doesn't light up, and that way he won't take damage. But he can't hit the Doctor yet because he's beyond a force field. But anyway, the Doctor basically does that 10 times, and then he will get upset, and basically he'll shut down his force field and come out to try and attack the player with his taser. The Doctor's quite strong, and the player will take a lot of damage, so the player has to run around and kite him, and then he'll get to the lever and he'll pull that, and because the only area without vents is here, the player will be safe, but the Doctor will get burned, so he takes damage and dies. So the player can run up, get the key, and then he goes off to the Atlantis temple.